I have been waiting to make this video for a long time.
Look at that.
On today's video, we're gonna be making some jewelry. I'm gonna fly down to Sacramento, see David at Orocal, and we're gonna turn our golden quartz specimen into a ring for a customer, and I'm really, really excited about it. All right, Dan, what do you think so far? We got our rough cut out. It's looking better. Here is the sample we're gonna be working with today. And my guess is we'll be taking this chunk right here and turning it into a ring. So this is the before visuals, but let's get it down to David at Orocal and we'll make something cool out of it.
Probably like that right there would probably look the best.
Yeah, that's cool. There's your ring, Dan.
Looks great.
Cool. I really appreciate letting us film, by the way.
Oh, for sure.
This is really cool.
I'm trying to think of what's the quickest way to get into this, because when you're doing this, you want to, pick your best avenue to get into that stone. So what we try not to do is cookie cut right into the middle of the slab.
Okay.
So we'll draw pieces from the outside all the way to we get to that piece, so you're not cutting across gold.
So you're taking you're working your way to it. Yeah, rather than just wah.
Now this piece is different because you kind of only have one in the middle, but let's say you had gold kind of all around it, you would have to kind of start outside,
Yeah.
until you get to that really good piece in the center.
Yeah, cool. Okay.
Unless a lot of times the way that the veins will go, though, you'll be able to have a straight line without cutting through a bunch of gold.
Okay. So there's pockets of
I mean, yeah, in a perfect world, you'd have this perfect gold vein and you can cut right to it. But
Right.
you don't want to ruin any pieces that you could make jewelry out of.
Yeah.
It's so rare.
Yeah, for sure. And that's a diamond bladed bandsaw.
Correct.
We're just working our way down there, huh?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, you're a pro, man.
Oh, yeah.
It's like riding a bike.
Exactly. I haven't done this in a few years, but hey.
So that thing can make that corner and everything, huh?
Yeah.
That's rad.
Kind of just, what's helpful right now is there's not a whole lot of gold that you're having to go through, so that helps. You just kind of let the, saw blade do the cutting for you.
Right. Man, that's amazing to make that corner.
And you really want to just try to get as close as you can to that temporal line, so that you maximize, and you have less weight.
And that's the template line is bigger than you need, so you will further trim it to fit it in the setting.
Correct.
This is my problem. The back out is when I get
exactly.
screwed up. I've never done stone. I've done wood a bunch, but
I got that pretty close. I kind of think of the best way to go in there now would be. Let's see if we can go here.
how many of these does your shop do in a day?
How many stones do we cut?
Yeah.
Like,
can you do what? Is
probably
10 a lot or like 500 a lot? Or somewhere in the middle, probably.
Yeah, it kind of all depends on how much quartz we have at the time.
Mhm.
I mean, yeah, we could cut 500 stones a day. We could cut 1,000 stones a day. It just depends on the availability of the quartz at the time.
If you have the material, yeah.
Correct.
Yep.
Yeah,
Material limited.
very much so. All right, that's about as close as I could get.
That looks great. Dan, I could feel you getting all nervous from over here watching him do that.
Fascinating to see.
What do you do with the scrap? You send it to a refiner somewhere, and
So with this scrap, what we would do is, so here's a good example, but so there's a piece that was cut off one of our other ones, right? Well, we would take that piece right there and do a little pear shape or a little round or whatever shape. I mean, we could still make a piece of jewelry out of that.
gotcha. Okay.
So how small that is. Well, here's a good example. I mean, that's a bigger chunk than that, but there's rings that have that small of a stone in it.
I see. Okay. So there's not a lot of, I mean, scrap is a relative term.
Yeah, scrap, basically what we would do once we get down to these smaller pieces is we call them specials, and we'll make little earrings or pendants or whatever we can, because gold quartz is so hard to come by.
Yeah.
You have to maximize every single piece you possibly can. A lot of times you'll get where it's all gold. You can't make a piece of jewelry out of it. Then that goes and we ball mill it down and send it off to refine.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, so you guys do process this.
Yeah, so we'll get down to the point where, my wife will go through these bags over and over and over again, maximizing everything you can. And then you get to the point where I can't make any jewelry out of it. This is just either quartz with no gold in it, which, like you said, there's still gold in there. It's just microscopic or it's very small. That's when you send it off to the refining and let them,
Gotcha.
Because even all this stuff, this yellow here, that's all gold
Yep.
cuttings, right?
Yep.
So that all gets cleaned up, brushed down, and sent off to the refiner.
Yep.
Nothing goes to waste.
Not with gold quartz, definitely not.
Especially when it's $5,000 an ounce.
Yes.
There we go. All right, Dan, what do you think so far? We got our rough cut out. It's going to inlay like that.
I think it's looking great.
So part of the thing that we've talked about this morning off camera, can I touch that?
Yeah.
I'd ask permission. Is how deep does that gold go? Because if that gold, you can see on the back of the slab, there's no gold. And you can see how thick it is, and there's the setting. So they're going to take a lot of the material off the bottom, but they're still going to have to do some work on top. And the fear is that gold might not be deep enough, and Dan's going to end up with a quartz ring. But now we're going to go over and they're going to start working it to get into that setting. Nervous?
Can't wait to see the finished product.
Yeah, man. This is going to be really cool.
Yep.
Wow. Can I hold that? Look at that.
That piece was 15,000 something like that.
Oh, I'm sure.
And it goes all the way
Did you guys
through.
cut that slab, or did that come to you that way?
We bought that back from somebody.
Okay.
Thin it down just a little bit is what we're hoping for.
Oh, sure.
Just to make the fit job a little easier.
Yeah. And taking it off the bottom.
Right.
Yeah.
That way we can keep the gold pattern in the piece. What we're shooting for.
Totally. So ultimately, how thick does the piece need to be? It gets set.
Well, if you're doing a cab, you probably want to have it, at least 1.5 millimeters, 2 millimeters depth of the gold.
Yeah.
I mean, to keep the pattern.
Yeah.
That's why when we're trying to slice it, we're shooting for that 2.5, 2.75, somewhere in there, because that still gives us availability to cap the stone or inlay it if we need to.
Sure.
When you turn it on, it's just spinning this way,
Okay.
picking water up from this is a water, like a water tank, and this keeps washing away the quartz
Okay.
that I'm gonna grind on. Now what I'm gonna do is first thing I'll do is I'm gonna come along here along these lines and just hit all the high spots. But I'm not gonna get into the line like this got a little close. Somebody cut a little further into the line and you don't see the line there.
Gotcha. Okay.
So I won't work on that side first. I'm gonna work on the thicker side.
Gotcha. So you're right now you're just trimming it to fit in the
Yeah.
setting. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
Let's watch. This is cool, man.
It comes off pretty easily. And I'm really not pushing that hard at all.
Looks like you've done this a few times, huh?
Hundreds and hundreds of times.
That's cool.
I don't like to go very far before you start fit checking it and making sure you don't get too far into the line, because then you'll have a little bit of a glue gap.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you want that stone to fill up the whole setting.
As best as you can. It's pretty common to have a little bit of a glue line that we color match the glue to the stone,
Oh, right on.
so it hides a little bit, but when we get down to the smaller stones, we start using push rods to push up against here, because you'll be like this, you know, little pear shapes, and you start grinding your fingernails off.
Yeah.
More skin.
Yeah, definitely.
And this is just the patience part, huh? You just don't want to go too far or too fast, and
Yeah.
everyone's a custom thing.
Yep. One side's going to start fitting better than the other, and you want to know, you just start with one side and work your way in.
Okay.
I just put just a dot on one side. Let's go that side. This is when we start getting really close. I'm only working on one side, one edge of it over on this side,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
and get that to kind of drop in, and then I can work on the other sides. Looking at a gap right here.
Okay.
So that gap tells me I need to work in this area right here, and it'll bring the stone in more. Yeah, I think we're definitely narrow enough now. So now, like I said, I'm going to have to flip this thing and do a convex cut like this. This is where you don't want to push very hard, because you'll snap this in half.
Oh yeah, that'd be bad. Yeah, there's only one like it in the world.
Yep. And it's not fun to break them.
Mm-hmm.
So you gotta.
Yeah, now it's, yep, a little convex, concave,
Mhm.
whatever the
That
term is.
accommodates with the shape of the ring. See how the ring's that shape too.
Yeah, sure. It's amazing to watch it go from the cold, dark, wet hole in the Cascades to being set into a gold ring.
Yeah.
It's cool, man.
right on the verge of dropping right in there, but not yet. So my lines are gone, but you still, I know the shape of the stone. When the lines are gone, you just keep following just taking a little bit off. You know, I'm not really pushing hard in there because you'll make a flat spot, you know.
Oh, right. Yeah, you want it to match the shape of the
Setting.
setting. Yeah. Okay. And when it gets just right, you'll feel it, huh? It just kind of like
It'll
drops
drop
in there, and
it's really, really close right now.
okay.
You notice I'm not taking any off the sides anymore. The long sides they're good.
Okay.
I'm just trying to get these edges to drop in. I think it's there. I think I just need to grind more in here.
Okay.
Right there is how tall this is, right? The
Yeah.
stone.
Yep.
So we went in there and lapped that down, and you're going to grind all the gold away.
Mm-hmm.
And that ain't going to work for us.
Yeah. So we're gonna take more off the
We're
back.
I'm gonna grind more off the back. So basically that whole concave thing is gonna be gone because it's so high, because I'm gonna grind it down about that far. But
Yeah.
then I'll just reshape the concave. It's not that big of a deal.
Okay. So we're taking everything off the back so we don't lose hardly any
I can only
gold.
go down that about that far, because once it goes below the gold pattern, look how thick your stone will be.
Yeah. Right.
So I like this one with the cab.
Okay.
It
Okay.
looks thicker, looks more chunkier, and just looks like a better ring, really.
Sure.
So I'm gonna go over to this machine here. This is a flat lap diamond wheel here.
Okay.
I'm gonna run water on it. I'm gonna take that stone. I don't know if you can see. This is where my hands gotta be. So,
Sure. Yeah. No. You do
Okay.
your thing. I'll work around it.
so this is just taking off the back.
I see. We're just flattening it off, and then we'll reconcave it.
Yeah.
Got it.
Can you see how much thinner that is already?
Yep.
Doesn't take long.
Yep. So ultimately, we're going down to like 1.5 millimeters or a millimeter.
Yeah,
something like
1.5, 2 millimeters is about
that.
it.
Okay.
It really depends on the thickness of your setting.
Okay.
Like that seat that I'm setting it in.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're deeper, so you'll leave it a little bit thicker. I think that's probably. I don't want to take too much off.
Right. Yeah,
Look how much better that thinner it is now. Now when I do the concave in here, it should drop down almost level.
Okay. Cool.
No.
This is my dog Tigger.
Tigger.
Comes to work every day now.
That's cool.
What did I do with the ring?
Uh-oh.
Did I take it over there or somebody did?
Where'd the ring go?
Oh yeah.
You got the ring?
That's a much better. Now when I do the concave, it'll sit down a little bit even further.
Nice. We'll just concave the back just a hair.
Yeah. I'm not pushing hard against that, because the thinner the stone, the more fragile it is, and you'll snap it right in half.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there we go. That looks really
So we'll
nice.
glue this in now, and then that's when they start shaping it to the shape of the ring on the top.
Okay.
Or if they cap it. I don't know who's finishing it for you, but not me. I never have to do it.
This is the end of the road for
That's
you.
the
huh?
end of the road for me. I
Cool.
will not finish many stones, but there you go.
That's looking really good.
It's just a hair wide right there. But like I said, we color match that glue. You won't be able to see. Sometimes if you need to, we can take a pair of pliers and just pull that over a little bit, but that's pretty standard right there. And I can measure the thickness of the metal before it gets too thin. So we're at 1 millimeter. Bring this down to 0.5 millimeter, and you'll still be okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna get in here like
Just to
this.
be consistent.
Oh, wild.
Give me around or no more. Something simple. Part of the coordinate.
I think we're good there.
And the whole goal here is to make it so we're taking the least off the top as,
Yeah.
as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So ground out a little of the gold in the bottom of the ring,
Mm-hmm.
ground the back off, and we're just gonna cab it, right? Is cabbing the term?
I think cabbing is the way to go.
Yeah. So we're just gonna round this way and this
Just
way
a little bit.
around the edges.
Mhm.
Yep. Love it.
You can also use a diamond. This is basically a small version of that machine over there.
Oh, right.
Right? It's a diamond. It's just a diamond cylinder also. And I'll show you how you can fine tune some of this without that machine.
Oh, this is fancy stuff. It's like the Dremel tool on steroids.
Yeah. So here you could get in here, like if you need just a little bit more on this side,
Oh, wow.
but you don't want to be breathing that dust.
Yeah, the quartz dust is hard on you.
Yeah, it suction. I usually over here,
Mm-hmm.
but I need my light. This works really good. Just for fine finishing, you know, just see every time I do a little bit, it drops down a little bit more. Look, we're almost even
Mm-hmm.
with the top. That's really where you want to be.
Is right, smooth, flush.
Yeah. It doesn't matter if you're going to be doing an inlay because they're going to grind it to that level anyways. But since we're doing a cab, if you bring it right just above the gold part, it'll have a little dome to it.
Nice.
Over here smiling. What do you got there?
I mean, it's not even done and it already looks amazing.
Well, you're smiling. That's good.
So cool.
So this is the wax casting mold for the ring, right?
So I have the molds here, and then I go ahead. First thing I do is I put some like jeweler's chalk in here. Try not to freeze it in. And then I'll put them between these two plates just to like make sure the mold's like fully closed, no air pockets get in it. And then we adjust the pressure of the wax. Go ahead and inject it. And I'll usually inject like 12 at a time, so I have like efficient rates of like pulling waxes. But for example, this one, when we pull it out, it'll come out like this, and we'll have to clean out the flashing in the middle, for example. But yeah, it's basically just making the waxes to be ready for casting.
Still gold on there?
Yeah. There is so far.
It's looking better. It's revealing more.
Get in there.
More gold. Yeah.
It's almost like smearing a little bit, and I'm wondering if I'm smearing it over the gold pattern there. See what I mean by this little blob kind of like right in the middle?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Felt like when I got down in here, it started to kind of go over the top of the gold pattern.
That's the tellurium is a gold alloy, so it's soft enough to do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe what I'll do is I'm gonna come back a couple grits and see if I can get that to go away.
Okay.
That's awesome.
I still got it.
It's all there. It's polished up. That is so cool.
How's it look, Dan? Beauty.
Well, we'll take it off and go put it in the stone and see how it looks before we make the final.
Don't celebrate yet, right?
Yeah. But I mean, at least we didn't lose the pattern. Yeah. That was what we were going for.
Wow, that's crazy. It's so polished that when you get it in the light right, it just looks black because it reflects the camera case.
Yeah.
And then you turn it to see the gold show up. That's rad.
Wait till the final polish, man.
Woo. Now I gotta look at it with my eyeballs.
Wow.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
There's the thumbnail right there. Dude, that's a lot of gold on that piece.
Yeah.
you've got the tellurium and the gold touching. Oh man, you did good.
Go ahead. You did good work.
There we go, bingo. You sure you don't do this full time?
Oh, let me make sure that I got. Okay. Well, that is your basic
That's beautiful.
fit job for you guys. Could you tell when you're looking under, it almost has like some little pitting in the quartz?
Yeah, there's just one little spot. It's like
Right.
there's one little pit.
So what I was worried about is going too far
Yeah.
down and losing the gold pattern. So I didn't want to like chase it.
Yeah, I think it's perfect. Well, it's not my ring, but I think it's perfect as is because
It's amazing.
you don't want to take any more off, and you can't see the pit with the naked eye.
Correct.
So you're set.
The issue is if I chase that all the way down to the bottom of that divot, let's just say, that gold pattern's gone.
Yeah. No, I think it's just like that.
Yep, I agree.
Okay.
It's awesome.
Alrighty. So then the next step would be is we're going to have Steve will probably do it for me. He's going to mix up the glue, try to match that color as much as can. I mean, my guess would probably just go with more of a clear glue to match it around there. Let it sit, set up for an hour. Purples and blues and greens and reds and
Yeah. Yeah, that character.
yep. That's, I mean, there isn't even close to that. But it's the veining of the gold itself is always just, I wish there was other lines like that in there. And we have another line that's like, there's a code just as good as
You guys familiar with polishing at all?
I am not. I mean, I understand the concept, but
Just the inside ring buff, yellow buffs, and polish compound.
okay. And we're just shining it up.
Yeah.
It's just
Well, it's already been worked up and tumbled and stuff, but yeah, but this you'll see immediate difference. That just polishes the inside of that just like a mirror.
oh, beauty. Yeah. Okay.
I can see some of the scratches, so I'm going to do what's called cross buff. I like to do a little brush. And I can hold it this way and polish across the grain of any scratches.
I see. Oh man, that's a mirror now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's mirroring there now.
Yeah, that's great.
I'm gonna take the smaller brush. Go around the edge of the quartz.
Oh yeah. So, I didn't want to walk away.
You know, I like to use a flat lap because it really makes a crisp edge. So,
Sure, yeah.
okay. This is where it pops now.
Oh yeah,
Just shines right up.
that's great.
It's so hot, it barely hold on to it.
Man, that's pretty.
Yeah, it really makes it pop, huh? When I'm doing this, I'm looking not necessarily at the ring itself, but I'm looking at the reflection of the light. Reflection of the light will show you any little scratches or divots or anything.
I see. And this isn't really taking off any material. It's just
I mean, it takes off a little tiny bit.
just enough to. You're not if there's a deep scratch, you're going to do something different.
Yeah, I wouldn't chase a deep scratch. I'd go into the bench and use what we call burnisher. And I would burnish the little scratch. It just kind of smears the metal.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then you just feather it out again.
Yeah.
This is kind of smearing it too. This isn't very aggressive. This is more of a polish. We'd also use tools in here like this. This is sandpaper, and we can run the sandpaper on here and sand the inside of the ring.
Oh yeah.
That takes a lot more metal off.
Yeah, if you need to get it more aggressive.
Yeah, but it goes down into a dust bag collection system out there,
Sure.
and then we recycle, or no, we send it off to the refiner.
Yeah.
And there's really fine gold in here. This is done. I'm just kind of seeing like a little tiny wave right there.
And like you said earlier, you're just watching for the light reflection now.
Yeah,
See any?
yeah. The reflection will really show you any scratches or something. I keep hitting it like this because I'm cleaning off the compound so I can see around it. And then this is the last one. It's more like a we call it a fluffy buff. There's a couple different sizes of them. I don't really put compound on these. It just use it to clean off the stuff that's on there now. It'll give a really bright finish, and it makes it easier to clean in the ultrasonic.
Ah.
See, that's really popping right now.
That's looking good.
Yes.
That's great.
Nice.
Yeah, that's super cool.
Okay. We'll do one more on the inside. Yeah, that's good. So we just take this. This is kind of hot water, and it just shakes the water with sound frequency. And so by causing that frequency in there, all the polish compound, I don't know if you can see it come off. I didn't leave much on it, but at first you'll see it just start coming off of it.
Cool. It's an ultrasonic cleaner, he
Yeah,
said.
it's ultrasonic. So I'm gonna step on this pedal here, and hot steam's gonna come out here. It's gonna be really loud.
Okay.
You can change sides with me?
Yeah, whichever way is the best spot.
All right, ready?
These are what we call our gold quartz specials.
Okay, yeah.
So we do, these are the earrings, these are earrings also. But we have pendants that match all these, so it could be a complete set.
Oh,
Okay,
wow.
cool.
And then we have rings. I'll have to find the rings.
Those are mini.
Julie, where's your gold quartz special rings? In the safe? And here's pendants.
Okay. So this is some of the stuff that.
What would something like this retail for? Like something like this?
$1,000.
Wow. Okay. So that's $1,000 pair of earrings.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So they actually have to be
So this is what they were talking about, where when they had, you know, pieces of the
down, they're gonna drop me off
the slab, and this is what they had left, and
tomorrow. They're actually gonna try to make it down here if they'll sit tonight.
Oh yeah, they should be able to do that.
Yeah, that's cool.
Here it's putting on.
All right, leave me a comment below if you guys are interested in some of this stuff.
So these are the rings. These are some of the special rings.
those are mini.
Well, yeah, those are cool.
Well, see, these are mostly set in like what, 18K, 14K.
14. We do 14 and 10 most of the time on
Okay.
these ones.
Wow, look at those. Yeah, now you got my attention. Now you're into the men's rings, right?
Yeah.
Look at that. I see the darker.
Yeah, I don't know, Chuck. There's a lot of black in these.
This
Yeah.
is like 16,000.
Okay.
This is probably midnight quartz, what we call midnight gold. So we have the black where
Yeah.
the gold goes through it also.
This is the style that
That's what you
Dan
just
just
did.
got.
Yep.
Nice.
Ooh, and look at these. These are.
Those are mostly men's designs also, and so are these. These right here are some of our most popular in the gold nugget.
100,000.
Wow. Okay.
Because is there 5 or 6 like the 518, different sizes? 86, 87, 90, 518, 832.
Isn't there 772?
Yeah,
Oh, see, there you go, Dan. There's your ring again, but they use small plaster nuggets in there.
they're almost.
Yeah.
It's just wider.
I love the plaster nuggets in there. That's so cool.
I like the plaster and the white gold.
I bet you the assay on it's still pretty high. It's just all strung and
Yeah.
and even the stuff like out of 16 to 1.
This is Australian stuff.
Mhm.
Wow. Boy, that's some real high grade stuff, huh, Harry?
Yeah.
Cool, man. So it goes from this slab, and you end up looking at rings like that. Man, those are awesome. So how many rings will you get out of a slab like that? Like 50?
No, I
His
mean
wife maximizes it.
you can
Yeah.
well, I mean, here's an example over here. There's 3 panels there. So, you could get for just one ring.
Yeah, okay, I see. So it
So-
just depends on the settings and how much.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Flat fits.
Stellar.
Looks good, man.
That is awesome. Thank you so much.
You want a ring box?
That would actually be really cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll help you out with that.
Thank you.
Did you guys get
All right, we're just finishing up. That was an awesome experience at Orocal. Thanks to Chuck and Brent and all those other guys that helped us with that ring. Dan, let's see the finished product. There we go. To my knowledge, that is the first golden quartz jewelry out of Jason's new gold mine. That is so cool. I can't even quite get it. There we go. There it is. Beautiful stuff. So the video's not over yet. I'm headed back up to Washington and I have 2 more surprises for you. All right, well now I want to show you that surprise I was talking about earlier when we were down at Orocal. So here is some gold quartz jewelry that is on our eBay page right now. This is made by Orocal. 14 karat settings, really nice stuff. So that's surprise number 1. Check that out if you're interested. And this is surprise number 2. So while I was down there, Chuck was nice enough to let me borrow 100 grams of the cutoffs. that they get. They can't make any more jewelry out of this stuff. And he has a whole bag of it. And so he let me borrow some. I'm gonna smelt this down in a future video and see how much gold we can recover from 100 grams of his cutoffs. So stay tuned for that and be sure to subscribe so you don't miss it. So thanks everybody for watching. If you're interested in our gold quartz jewelry, check it out on eBay and be sure to subscribe so you don't miss our next smelting video. But right now, I gotta get these logs up to the sawmill to Fred because we're gonna cut them up for the mine. So stay tuned for more videos. Thanks everybody. We'll see you on the next one.